So hello, today we'll start your class number 11 on heat and mass transfer. So we have already started with that portion of radiation. Okay, in the previous class we have discussed about the various properties of radiation, that how radiation takes place and what is the basic principle behind radiation. So today we will discuss about some of the radiative properties which you commonly use. So this will be your class number 11. So in these definitions which we will discuss, there are two types of dependency that we have to consider. Okay, so one of them is the spectral dependency and the other is the directional dependency. So one is the spectral dependency, the other is the directional dependency. So now this spectral dependency, it depends on the, it talks about the dependency on wavelength. Lambda. The spectral dependency talks about dependency on wavelength, and the directional dependency talks about the dependence on direction. Okay, dependency on direction. Dependency on direction means from where the emission is coming. So in case of the spectral dependence, okay, so if we draw the graph between the case of spectral dependency of radiative flux, if we draw the graph between the wavelength and the emissive flux, because the emissivity, then we will get the graph like this. Okay, so this depicts that for a particular wavelength, the emissivity or the emissive flux will be highest for a particular wavelength, and for the other wavelengths the emission will be lower. Okay, and also there may be case in which, suppose for a certain wavelength the emissive flux will be very high, and for other wavelengths it will be zero, like this. This is showing a particular band. Suppose between these wavelengths lambda 1 and lambda 2, this is having a particular value of wavelength, which is, and for the other values of wavelength the emissive power will be zero. Okay, for wavelength less than lambda 1 and greater than lambda 2. Okay, in this region the emissive flux will be zero, and only between these wavelengths it will have a particular value. So in case of the spectral dependency, we denote this emissive power which has spectral dependency. Okay, we denote it by E lambda. We denote it by E lambda. For this directional dependency, okay, we will consider the spherical coordinate system, okay, which is being represented by this r theta or phi. Okay, so this theta denotes this polar angle, and phi is this is the polar angle, and phi is the azimuthal angle, and r is the direction. So suppose in case of there is a surface, so this surface, so that emissive flux may be different in different directions. Okay, it may be higher along this direction, and it may be less in suppose this direction. Okay, so it may have different values in different direction, and also it may have a zero value in some direction. So the length of these arrows, it gives the intensity of the radiation in that particular direction. So the surfaces can have preferential direction. Okay, in some directions the radiation of the emissive flux may be higher, and suppose along these directions, and in other directions it is very less. Okay, so we denote this kind of this directional dependency by means of this theta. Okay, emissive power along that direction. So having directional dependency, we denote by E theta. And when the emissive power or the emissive flux, it depends, have both directional and spectral dependencies, so we denote it by this E lambda comma theta. Okay, when having both spectral and directional dependency. Very simple. So what we basically get, that is every surface has a directional preference. Okay, along certain directions it emits larger amount of energy, and along other directions it emits less amount of energy. And also it depends upon the wavelength. At a particular wavelength it emits larger amount of emissive flux. Okay, in particular wavelengths, and along other wavelengths, and in other wavelengths emission is lesser. So this is basically the summary of this whole thing. So we have to say about this both spectral and directional dependency when we will define any radiative property or any radiation related any terminology. Okay, now we will come to define the radiative heat fluxes. Okay, so there are mainly four types of the four radiative heat fluxes that we should know. So first we will see that the first radiative flux we will study about is the emissive power, which is denoted by, you can see here, capital E. Okay, so we will briefly see the definition, that emissive power is the rate at which the radiation energy is emitted by a surface. So radiation energy emitted by surface per unit area of that surface. So this emissive power is the energy per unit area. So this is a flux. Okay, and that its unit, its SI unit will be, you can see here, that is watt per meter square. So now the maximum amount of emissive power that can be emitted from a surface, that we get by the Stefan-Boltzmann law. You can see over here that E max is equal to sigma into T to the power 4 of the absolute temperature of that body. Okay, so this sigma is the Stefan-Boltzmann constant. Okay, it has a particular value, and this T is the absolute temperature of the body. So now, but this E max, you see this formula, this is only true for some ideal surfaces. Okay, but surfaces are generally not ideal. So for a real surface, the equation becomes irradiation is equal to small e into E max. So this small e is actually a fraction. This value is between 0 to 1. Okay, it is less than 1. So this E is known as the emissivity of that surface. Small e, that fraction is known as the emissivity of the surface. So this emissivity we will discuss later. Okay, so if we know the emissivity of that surface, then we can easily find the maximum emissive power that is possible from that surface. Okay, so the next definition of heat flux which we will study is this irradiation. Okay, this is the second definition. So what is this irradiation? Irradiation is the rate at which the radiation energy is incident as on a surface area of that surface. So irradiation is the rate at which the radiation energy is incident on a surface per unit area of that surface. Okay, so this will be per unit area of that surface. So energy incident per unit area, energy which is falling per incident area of the surface. So this is being denoted by big G, capital G, and this is a flux, so it unit will be also watt per meter square. So for this irradiation we have to consider the whole surroundings, because everything that is present on the atmosphere, on the surroundings, sorry, not atmosphere but surroundings, is emitting some amount of energy, and that energy is falling on that surface. Okay, suppose the surface of a table, the radiation from the surrounding objects is going in all possible directions, that is possible. The surface from which the energy is being emitted can be anything. That can be the lights in a room, that can be the wall of a room, or suppose the bed, okay, or the shoes, or anything, suppose the pen which I am holding in my hand, from anything. And the energy from these sources can reach the surface that we have, can or cannot reach the surface which we have considered, that is suppose the surface of the table. Okay, so to calculate the radiation, we first have to know, or we have to calculate the emissive power of all the objects which I have just now told to you in the surroundings, and then we can calculate the energy, that the amount of energy that is falling on the surface of the table which we have considered as the surface on which we are considering the irradiation. Okay, now this irradiated energy which falls on the surface of this table, it can have these three outcomes. The energy which from the surrounding objects which falls on the surface of the top surface of the table, suppose, which you have considered, it can have three outcomes. Either it will be absorbed, or it will be reflected, or it will be transmitted, okay, depending upon the surface. Okay, for example, you think about the sun's rays which falls on the earth's surface after coming through the atmosphere. Okay, that energy which falls from the sun, it also gets absorbed if it is an opaque body, or it gets reflected if it is, suppose, a glass surface, okay, or a surface of a mirror, or any such object, or it can get transmitted if it is a transparent body, then the light gets transmitted. Similarly, it will happen for all the surfaces on which the irradiation is being considered. So this absorption or the absorptivity, it is denoted by this symbol alpha, This reflectivity by rho and transmissivity by tau. The absorptive emissive power is being denoted by alpha into G. Okay, this is a total irradiation, or you can say that alpha is equal to fraction of energy absorbed by the total irradiation. Similarly, for reflective emissive power, rho into G. So rho, or the reflectivity, is fraction of energy reflected by total irradiation. That was the transmissivity. The transmissive emissive power, tau into G. Similarly, so this tau is for transparent body, for semi-transparent body, this transmissivity. Fraction of energy is transmitted by total irradiation. Okay. Now if we add these three quantities, okay, this alpha plus rho plus tau, we get this 1 by G, the absorptivity and reflectivity by transmissivity. Now this total irradiation, it can have two outcomes. It can get either absorbed or reflected or transmitted, a semi-transparent body. So this irradiation energy can be absorbed, reflected or transmitted. So if we put this over here in place of G, sorry, this will be this is the emissive energy. Okay, I have written only the fractions, but irradiation is the sum total of the total emissive, absorptive emissive, reflective and transmissive emissive power. So if we substitute this in place of G, so you can see that the numerator and denominator will cancel out, and this will be equal to 1. So these are the properties which are three surface properties associated with irradiation. So the summation of this alpha, absorptivity, reflectivity and transmissivity comes out to be 1. Okay, so this is all about irradiation. Next we will go to, so now see over here this radiosity. We come to the next definition, that is radiosity. So it is defined as the rate at which radiation energy is leaving the surface. Radiation energy is leaving the surface per unit area of the same surface. So the radiation energy is leaving the surface. So it can leave the surface in two ways. So either the energy will be emitted from the surface, either it can leave in the form of emission, or it can be reflected from the surface. So it can leave in two ways. So see over here this radiosity J, it is denoted by this big J. Okay, so J is emissive power either through emission E plus or through reflection. So reflective heat flux can be denoted by this. We have already studied that rho into G. G is the total irradiation. So this radiosity is being represented by E plus rho into G, or E plus G reflected. Okay, irradiation heat flux which is being reflected, E plus rho G. Now you also know that this absorptivity, reflectivity and this transmissivity, this alpha plus rho plus tau is equal to 1. You have earlier only you have seen this thing. Okay, so alpha plus rho plus tau is equal to 1. Okay, so alpha plus rho plus tau is equal to 1, but for in case of this opaque surfaces, for opaque surfaces, this tau will be 0. This transmissivity will be 0, transmissivity part. So alpha plus rho is equal to 1. Alpha plus rho is equal to 1. So you can substitute this thing over here. You can write this rho as 1 minus alpha into G. Next we come to the last definition of this heat flux, that is the radiative heat flux, a net radiative heat flux. Okay, it is being denoted by small qr dash. So this is nothing but this is the difference between the incoming and the outgoing energy fluxes for a surface. Difference between incoming and outgoing energy fluxes for the surface. So incoming energy flux, you have already seen that it is the irradiation, and the outgoing flux from the surface, it is the radiosity. So this net radiative heat flux is difference between this irradiation and radiosity. G minus J, QR dash is equal to G minus J. This is very simple. So this can be also, this J can be written as E plus rho into G. We have seen in here, E plus rho into G. So if you take G common, G into 1 minus rho plus this emissive power. Okay, so this emissive power you can write as sigma E small e sigma T to the power 4. So G 1 minus rho is plus small e into sigma T to the power 4. Sigma T to the power 4. So you can see over here that you can also write this as epsilon sigma T to the power 4 plus alpha into G. So 1 minus rho is equal to alpha. This is only true for opaque surfaces. That's seen over here. Okay, 1 minus rho is equal to alpha for opaque surfaces. So this is the expression for the radiative heat flux. So we have done the 4 heat fluxes, the definition of 4 heat fluxes. So this is what we had to discuss in today's class. So we will continue with the discussion in the next class. Okay, so we have done the 4 heat fluxes. Okay, so this is all for today. So thank you.